everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a while, but hopefully going to remedy that this month with a new schedule. But to get started, let's go ahead and do June goals. Usually I do like a been wanting to do like a sewing plans video, but I'm working on sewing, but I'm also working on a few other things, so I figured I would just wrap it all up into one and just see how the month went. And I might do a little vlogging during the month for those things, but we'll see. I'm not quite sure about that yet. So I have a list. I'm gonna go off the list so I don't forget anything. But we can start with the sewing plans first. Alright, so first up, I would like to make a dress or a few dresses. I have a couple, but I've either had them for a while or they're just not really my current style, or I want just something different. So a couple months ago I found some knit fabrics up in Denver, and one of them was this textured knit, which it has some weight to it, but it's actually not super heavy, so I think it should be good for a dress for the summer. I know it's black, but that's my thing, so it should be fine. But I'm thinking about making probably like a shift style dress, in the sense of having it kind of be like a shift on the top to give me a little bit more room, so it's not skin tight, but I do want to taper it down at the knees just for a bit of a sleeker silhouette, with some 3/4 sleeves. So we'll see how that goes. I am actually going to work on a video on that as well, so that should be up within the next few weeks. I'm going to be doing them in a certain order, but you should be able to see kind of a sneak peek of that. So that's plan number one, is a shift dress with this knit, and I have a lot of it, so I might be able to do something else with it too. Alright, so for number two, this is actually something I've already said before, but I kind of worked on it and then we were traveling and things like that, so it didn't get done. I have this black and red window pane. I think it's a 12. Looks like a 12. It's really lightweight though. And I wanted to make a jacket, kind of like a throw jacket, because here in Colorado Springs in the summertime, and especially spring and fall, at least for me, it's hot, but it's not humid. And so sometimes the weather can get cooler at night. But also in the spring and fall, sometimes you don't need a heavy jacket, but I just like to have something where I can throw on over a tank top or something, or a sleeveless dress. So that's what I'm doing with this. It's going to be kind of a crop blazer. I want to hit, not crop, but I want to hit at the hips. And I think I'm about doing some pleating on the sides in the back. And also doing the 3/4 sleeves. I might also do a shawl collar, but I'm not quite sure about that, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, next up is going to be some silk camis, not actually made of silk, but definitely of some droopy fabrics, and just something that's a bit more dressy, that I can throw on with a pair of jeans, and hopefully that with that window pane blazer, and just kind of look put together but comfortable. So I have two fabrics for this. One of them is this jacquard material. I can't know if you don't do the design in this color, in this kind of maroon burgundy color. It's more red actually. So I really like this. I've seen this fabric for a while, so I picked up some of this to hopefully make one of them. And then I also picked up a white one that has some, like, it's kind of like almost Swiss dots, but they're squares, so it's not quite, it's a similar idea. So I figured I'd make one of those, and those both go in my color scheme of black, red, gray, and white. Alright, and last up is going to be a I'm debating between whether to make a skirt and like a crop to go with the skirt, or to just make it one dress. So I'm kind of still playing around with that idea, but it is going to be something along those lines of the skirt top dress formation, and it's out of this cutout material. I don't know what I'm going to line it with yet, because part of me likes just the black, but then you can't really see the squares, but it has the texture. But white just seems a little too geometric for me, so we'll see. I'll play around with that and see how that goes. Alright, so that's it for the sewing plans. So next would be like my personal plans, so just self stuff. First one is working out more. I was doing really well when we went on vacation, and it's kind of been like a slow thing getting back into it. I kind of hit it hard for 2 days, my first week back, and my legs hurt really bad. So I've been kind of easing into it, but I've only been maybe going 2 or 3 times a week. I want to get up to 4 or 5. I want to do 5 times a week. So definitely trying to make that work on making that more of a habit in June. I have been working on it, but I just really want to, by the end of June, you need to be going 5 days a week. Or at least if you're not going to the gym 5 days a week, if I'm not going to the gym 5 days a week, then going on walks or hikes or something of that realm 5 days a week. Next is working on eating, which is always something my husband and I are working on, but sometimes with budget restraints, you know, there's just certain things that you don't do, but we have been working on it a little by little, so definitely want to further that and really push through in June to make that more of a habit versus like, oh, we do it, but we kind of are still a bit casual. I want to just really hit it hard and get on it. I'm not really saying like, okay, don't eat anything that's not clean. I mean, I do want to do that, but that's not practical. Plus, lifestyle-wise, I mean, I don't really mind. I like to have desserts and things like that. So it's just making different, you know, trying to make it more of, okay, the clean eating is the everyday. And then if you go out with your family or friends or you have a cake or dessert or something, that's the special treat versus the other way around. So that's more of what I want to try and work on. Also, in turn with that, with the working out and clean eating, I've been taking supplements, but sometimes, you know, like last week, you know, I had several days or almost a week where I was really on top of it. Almost every day I was taking them and fulfilling them, and then like the week after that or this past week, I didn't. Like, I just completely fell off the bandwagon. And part of that's me. When I get into certain days, I just don't take care of myself the way I should, which is something else I want to work on, just some self-care. But definitely work on being more on top of those, because I feel better. I feel better when I'm taking my supplements and things, so I definitely want to make that more of a habit and make it kind of an everyday thing. Plus, it helps with my workouts. A lot of things like the protein I'm taking a vitamin thing to help with my joints and things for working out, so it definitely makes it better to be taking those every day. That way when I go and work out or I'm doing certain things, my body has the right nutrients. Next on the list would be devotional stuff. With church and things, I, you know, kind of hit and miss, and devotionals I kind of haven't been doing. So I definitely want to get back into the routine of doing that every day, whether in the morning or at night, but just definitely taking that time to dedicate to my spiritual relationship. And also in terms with that, working on my routines, and I'm not saying like stringent routines, but like skincare, the supplements, the working out, devotionals, making sure to set aside time for sewing, making sure to get my business, you know, stuff handled. So routines, just making sure that every day I have a certain number of things that I get done. That way it keeps my consistency. That also goes in turn with my business. I work for It Works as a distributor, and I've definitely been hitting getting back in my business this past month and a half, but I really just want to hit it hard, just like everything else, just really get into it and stop not procrastinating, because I really enjoy it, but just not being passive about it, because I definitely want to make this a full-time home business. So that's the goal. So what I would really like to do is get to like a part-time income or full-time income, preferably, but definitely part-time within the next couple months where it's consistent, and then, you know, work from there. And I now have my own team that I'm building, so I definitely want to work on my leadership and making sure to be taking time for that, to learn the best ways to do that, really working with my team and being a good communicator, but also working with their strengths and my strengths. So that's something I want to work on in that regard as well, is definitely work on that, like what's going to help those people move forward. How can I help them? How can I help myself, and how can I help them? So that's one of the things I am focusing on. The last thing is just with my son, my husband, you know, my dogs, my animals basically, but just definitely making sure to spend time, you know, making sure my son gets to go to the park, working on potty training, working on walking the dogs more often. Things like that, just things I want to do that sometimes just for whatever reason don't happen as often as I would like to, because I don't make the time or I don't take the effort. So definitely working on doing those things and building those relationships more. My pets would just love more pets, or more cuddles probably. So that's the stuff for personal. Then the only other thing left was, I kind of already talked to you a little bit with my business. I'm working on building my team. I currently have 3 new team members as of the last 3 months. Yay! So excited. But definitely want to work on my leadership, because now it's kind of put me into a different position, and I don't want to be overbearing, but I definitely want to be encouraging. I definitely want to be motivating. So I definitely want to work on my strengths as a leader and learn, you know, kind of figure out what works best with those to help those people, and also work on their strengths and what's going to help them move forward. So we're definitely trying to grow our team more and pursue more, because we all want to be able take care of our families and stuff, but be able to actually enjoy time with them. So that's the whole goal. And that's what we're working towards. So I want to thank you for joining me today on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did like it, please give it a like down below so I know that you enjoy this kind of content. I will be posting hopefully pretty regularly on Thursdays and Sundays. So if you would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Most of it's going to be sewing content or pattern drafting things, but every once in a while there's probably going to be some new things just because that's the type of person I am. So what you don't know, just see what you get. So just see what you get. Hope you are all having a great summer. I know a lot of people are already out of school now, so if you are, enjoy your vacation. If not, hang in there, you're almost done. And I will see you on Sunday. Bye. He wants to show you his car. There you go.
Hey, Mommy.
Careful, don't step on it.